What's up, guys? In today's vlog, we are going to be doing a what I eat in a day while in kratom addiction recovery. So food has been an integral part of my recovery process, and I've never really gotten into it too much. We've mentioned it here and there, but I wanted to take this day off that I have today to share with you what has worked for me, what I eat on a day off, and we're going to be having like what I consider a treat day. And and I just want to give like a little disclaimer that what I eat and what works for me may not be what works best for you. And what I eat is based on a lot of trial and error. And so I've had a lot of history with different diets, eating different things. And so what I choose to eat now is what I found works best for nourishing my body and my mind and helping me to be the best person that I can be. So first off, we are here with Miss Peanut. Peanut, come here, say hello. And it's our day off, and it's a beautiful day here in Chicago. It's about 50 degrees already at 9:30 in the morning, which is glorious for this time of year. And we're gonna start off by going to our little cafe that I've taken you to before. And I'm gonna get a cup of chamomile tea, and we're gonna get Peanut a pup cup, which is the little whipped cream thing, and then we're gonna get our day started. All right, I'll see you there. Step on the ground. Did that for you. All right, we got our tea, and we're gonna head down to the beach now. And I typically, actually, pretty much all the time, have aloe vera juice as the first thing that I have when I wake up. But I ran out the door to get Peanut on a walk to begin with. And so I didn't have my aloe juice first thing like I always do. And I'll show you that when I get home, like what aloe juice I have. And sorry if the camera's bouncing around. I have Peanut and my tea in one hand, and then I'm holding my camera in the other hand. Come on, Peanut. Oh, she wants to look for the train. It's going by. It's going by, Peanut. So yeah, on pretty much all days, unless I run out of my aloe. She always looks for the train that passes by. Come on, let's go. I will start my day with, I'd say, about probably 4 ounces of aloe vera juice, which I'll show you when we get back to the house. I'll talk about it more there on why I drink it and the benefits that I found. But I wanted to take this moment as we're on our way to the beach. Obviously, you hear peanutting over here. Don't mind that. As the weather starts to get warmer, she gets extra Darth Vader-y. But so I wanted to take this moment to just talk briefly about some of the things that I have learned and just do a general overview of why I eat the way that I eat. Actually, I'll start off with explaining my diet, and then I'll do just a brief synopsis of why I eat this way. So there is no label for my diet. I kind of just do my own thing. I don't really completely fit into any category, but a good way to describe it is I eat a meat-based, gluten-free, grain-free sugar-free diet. And if I ever have dairy, it's very minimal. I also don't eat any nuts or seeds. And I am very selective about the types of vegetables that I have. So as you can see, there's really no fitting that into any category. Because of the gluten-free aspect, I guess you could kind of call it that, but that's not the main focus of my diet. The main focus would probably be that it is meat-based. So as we get through the day, I'll show you what I eat. And like I said, I'm doing a treat day. So a treat day for me typically consists of, I'm gonna order a takeout sandwich type thing that's on plantains instead of bread. And that's like a big treat for me. I try to limit the amount of like vegetable oils that I have. I do have extra virgin olive oil, but like today we're gonna get this sandwich from this takeout place that I'm gonna be ordering from, and it's like the fries are cooked in obviously like crappy oil. I do limit that to maybe once every couple weeks or something. And then I'm gonna have an Olipop root beer tonight with dinner. And I'm gonna have, probably I get these grain-free waffles, and that's gonna be like my little dessert thing. So that's the extent of my treat basically. So that's like a general kind of overview of what I eat. Let's talk about why I eat that way. Come on, Peanut, let's go this way. I eat this way because after many years, actually decades, of trying different ways of eating and then going through kratom addiction and being in recovery, I've found that eating this way is the way that I can nourish my body and my mind the most. I've noticed a marked change and a marked difference in not only my physical strength, but in my mental health and my ability to relate to others and interact with others. It may seem like, that's like how's that possible when it's just like what you're eating? But to give you a little backstory as well, when I was in my kratom addiction, I ended up finding out at the end of it, when I finally went to the doctor to have my nutrient levels checked and see kind of what was going on health-wise, I ended up finding out that I was severely anemic, which is low iron. And I was also, like, my vitamin D was low, my vitamin C was low, like pretty much all of like the vital nutrients that we need in our bodies were very low. And I come from a background of eating vegetarian, vegan, primarily plant-based. My family on my mom's side were vegetarians, so it's literally been kind of like in my family that there is, sorry, the train's coming and it's gonna be loud. Hi, Peanut. There hasn't been on that one side of the family really any meat eating, and my dad's side ate plenty of meat, as being the Italians, but there was definitely not a lot of meat in my life at certain points as I was growing up. And then getting involved in like the hippie stuff, vegetarianism and veganism was kind of like a part of the culture. And so I was vegetarian for 7 years. I was vegan for 3 years. I was raw vegan for like 9 months until I like completely fell apart. meaning like I just like couldn't live on like raw fruits and vegetables. And so I come from that history of trying these ways of eating. And to me, for a long time, I thought that to nourish my body, I should be eating plants. And I thought that that's where the best sources of nutrients were. Well, at the end of my kratom experience, and then as I was going into recovery, I learned the hard way that plants were not giving me what I needed. And I actually tried a little stint with eating vegan for maybe, I don't know, not long, maybe 4 months or so at the end of my kratom addiction, just in a desperate attempt to try to heal my body, because the damage from kratom at that point was immense. So at the end of all of this, and finding myself at the end of this, at this addiction and then going into recovery, I had to come to the understanding that in my body, maybe in other people's bodies, it's different, that plants were not helping me and they actually were hurting me. So I had this like epiphany moment where it was during a time where I was desperately looking for sources of like concentrated nutrients to try to heal myself. And I came across beef liver supplements. And for some reason, and this was before researching or like looking into and studying nutrition, for some reason, even in that like altered state of mind that I was in, something clicked and I was like, okay, like that makes sense. And I got these beef liver supplements, and upon beginning to take them, I started to notice like within hours that something was working with them. I also got some protein powder that was beef and egg, basically, like beef protein, and then there was like egg white protein in there. And I got it just as like an experiment, like a little like single packet of it. And I remember having like half the packet, and I felt this not only like surge of energy, but I also felt this like mental shift that I had not felt since like before kratom. And so with that, I was like, okay, there's got to be something to this. There's got to be something going on, and this is obviously what my body needs. So from there, I started to move forward, and I started to research more, and that's when things started crossing my path about how different types of plants, meaning vegetables, meaning even kratom, that there can be negative effects in our body. And if there aren't exactly negative effects, then like the nutrition of them can almost be like benign, in the sense of that like our bodies are not able to absorb a lot of the nutrients that are in vegetables, because there's like a lot of cellulose and like plant fibers in vegetables that make it really tough for our bodies to absorb the nutrients out of them. So I learned about bioavailability in this, and I learned that there are different food sources where the nutrients are really easy for our bodies to absorb, and that's what bioavailability, means. And I learned that these sources of food are, meat, eggs, dairy, these animal food sources, organ meats, seafood, all of that kind of thing, because our bodies are able to absorb all of these nutrients because they're more bioavailable bioavailable to us. Sorry if I'm stumbling over my words. I'm super tired. And if you watch my videos before, I tend to do that. See what I'm doing? Dude, daylight savings time messed me up this year. I know it's only an hour, but like I seriously have been feeling it the past few days. And y'all know I work evenings. If you don't know, like I'm telling you now. So I don't get home until about 11 o'clock at night. And that hour that we lost for spring forward, it definitely affected me. So yeah, I apologize. So, okay. So like the bioavailability. Once I started to like make that connection, it changed the whole game for me. And I was able to, in learning that, shift the whole way that I looked at food, nutrition, nourishing my body. And then this played hugely into my recovery and my healing from kratom addiction. So how I started off, because I'm going to be straight up with you, like if you're thinking about going this route, there is an adjustment process that goes on with meat-based diets. It's not easy if you're not used to having a lot of meat. It's not easy to start eating a pound of meat at least per day. You have to work your way up to it because our bodies aren't used to digesting, processing that amount of meat. And then too, you couple that with the fact that a lot of us have experienced damage to our guts and stuff and our digestive tracts because of kratom. So what ends up happening is that we're having a hard time digesting anything. I mean, for me, like meat was easier than digesting vegetables. But there is an adjustment process, and taking different things like digestive enzymes, probiotics, all of that kind of stuff is going to be essential when switching over to this way of eating. So how it started for me was I basically like began to, hang on, I'm going to walk in a circle. I'm going to take her off her leash. Hopefully there's no doggies around. It's a nice day. Come here, Your Highness. And she isn't the full focus, meaning like anytime my phone comes out, she just turns into the biggest queen where she wants to be the main focus. So she was just being tough to walk with. So so it was a long process to get to where I am now. And I share this history, I share this like giving you an overview of how I eat, because it was a huge part of my recovery. 100% it was. And it's still a huge part of my success, basically, like not even in recovery, but in like mental health, in my career, in my relationships, because something happened when I started to like really nourishing my body, because that's what happened with this way of eating for me. It wasn't just like I changed what I ate and like, whatever, like there was a complete change in who I was as a person. Being severely anemic for probably years on end at that point, when I started to give my body what it needed and I was able to truly nourish myself and get my iron levels up and get my protein levels up and build muscle and gain fat, it was literally life-changing. And I probably wouldn't have been able to go through recovery as successfully if it weren't for eating this way. Because ultimately, a lot of the pain, I was in a lot of pain and suffering because of kratom addiction, but also I was in a lot of pain and suffering from these, nutritional deficiencies and being like literally malnourished. So it went hand in hand with not only recovery, but becoming the person that I am today. So I'm gonna finish taking Your Highness for a walk here. And when we get home, I will show you the rundown of like my aloe juice. And I'm gonna go ahead and probably order my special treat sandwich that I'm gonna have. And I'll show you some of the other foods that I eat at home. Even if I'm not gonna eat them today, I'm gonna show you like what's up with them and stuff. So, okay, I'll see you there. All right, so my yummy treat sandwich is here. As you can see, it is plantains instead of bread. There's steak, a little bit of mayo, lettuce, tomato, caramelized onions. And I think that this sandwich is native to Chicago, and it is a Puerto Rican sandwich. And I love it because I came from the East Coast. I mean, who doesn't love a sandwich wherever you're from? And so I've always missed sandwiches since giving up eating like grains and bread and that kind of stuff. So this is like a great like substitute, great treat. And then I have one burger patty with some scrambled egg on top. I have a couple of olives. I have my yummy, just like really basic little shredded green cabbage with some lemon juice and olive oil. I have a little bit of guac, which is pretty salty for me, but if I have just a little bit of it, it's okay. I have my real salt to sprinkle in my burger, a little bit of my sugar-free ketchup, and this is a treat meal for me on my day off. So I will see you when the roast is ready at the end of the day. And as you can tell, like this is a pretty good portion of food. I'll eat this and then I'm gonna be good till dinner. And we eat dinner late because my husband doesn't get home until after 9 o'clock. So we'll probably eat dinner at about 10 p.m. So this is gonna keep me full and good and nourished all day long. All right, so I'll see you for dinner. Just got the chuck roast into the crock pot here, looking super good. I covered it in some real salt and onion powder, garlic powder, a little bit of olive oil, and started it off in the air fryer. And then I put it in the crock pot here with some carrots and mushrooms and a little bit of red wine, and it'll be done in about 8 hours. Super stoked. All right, the roast is done. I am chopping up some cabbage for my little salad. And we're having potatoes in the air fryer. And my husband and I are gonna split this. I will most definitely eat the whole half, that's mine. And I will be having the potatoes and then this nice little cabbage salad. And then for dessert, I'm gonna have one of those grain-free waffles with some coconut yogurt on it. And that is my full day of eating, meat-based, in Kratom Addiction Recovery. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye.